So yeah, um, I thought about doing a video based on rebuilding my life when it comes to socialising, joining clubs, and my personal experience of doing that ever since being sectioned at hospital and getting ill. Because ever since leaving hospital and moving into supported living, I've been going through that journey where I'm trying to rebuild my life, trying to improve it because how it was before just wasn't good when it came to social isolation, losing contact with people, and I've got a diagnosis of Aspergers, and which does not help that situation and probably adds to why I'm socially isolated, why I struggle to make friends, sustain relationships, be involved in a clique. And yeah, I'm no psychologist, so I don't really understand how my Asperger's affects me. But judging from what I've researched from watching other videos, watching other people's videos on Asperger's and what I've read, it's a social disability to its core where you don't pick up social cues as well as a normal person, and other things as well regarding that. But yeah, since leaving hospital and stuff, I've I'm on that journey just to try and rebuild my life, try and improve things. And this is coming from the back of COVID as well, which has probably not helped things either. I don't know if I'd blame COVID because I don't know. I don't think my life would be any different with or without it. Personally, and I think a lot of people forget and just seem to not realise that I was socially isolated before COVID. But yeah, just like sorry if this video that I'm not really like where I'm pausing a lot because I feel like next door's probably listening to what I'm fucking talking about and just shit like that. But yeah, just since being in supported living, I've been doing stuff like volunteering, joining clubs, stuff try and improve my social life, and I've talked a little bit about this in past videos, with my volunteering, like I did Oxfam, and I'm currently working at a theatre. But outside of that, I've been going to groups, clubs, I think the main club I've joined is Andy's Man Club, which was suggested to me by a few people since leaving hospital. And also joined like a I found this app called Meetup. I don't know if anyone's heard of it, but I found an app on like the App Store called Meetup when I was having like a bit of a blue day where I was just socially isolated and shit. And thought I'd join that and found a few clubs. I've not really attended a lot of them, but I found one club which was to do with electronic music, which suited me because I was making electronic music at the time, and that it was kind of what I needed in a way, but because I kind of needed somewhere where I could go somewhere to meet other electronic musicians and sort of like network with them, which is exactly what it was. Where so yeah, I started attending that. It's like twice a month. I do one thing on like the first Tuesday of every month where you meet at a pub and you meet in the basement of that pub. So like it's just it's like an event where I don't think there's a lot of planning that goes towards it. It's just you turn up, you just start talking to people, and you just see what happens. And I think I was probably like the only one that went nearly every time that it was on. But it depends who turns up because like you had multiple people turning up. You had a few regulars, but mainly the only guy other than me that was going every week was one of the guys that organised it. So yeah, um, yeah, it's just one of them where you like show up every month, and the second one was like an open mic night, which was like the week after. But personally, it wasn't really my sort of thing because it was played like you do. It's one of them where you don't really get a chance to socialise with people. I don't think it was designed for socialising, but I don't think I can socialise well. There's loud music playing and stuff. So really, only really sort of talked to like the same guy who was running it. He was all right, but probably autistic himself in ways because there's a bit of like social awkwardness and stuff like that. I can just tell he wasn't real socialising wasn't didn't come natural to him. I don't think, but I think a lot of them who attended was probably autistic. But yeah, you had multiple people attending, different types of people because not everyone's going to be easy to talk to, but some are, some aren't. It depends. And they're probably all autistic to a level. Like, I don't know if I've already mentioned that. But I think there was one guy that turned up that was like quite severely autistic. I think he was like one of these students that came from overseas to come and study in England. I think he was American, or judging on looking at his Instagram and stuff, he came from America and he spoke in an American accent, but I don't know if it's because some autistic people do pick up an American accent because they're brought up on American TV and stuff like that. And but yeah, there was just one guy. He was just walking up and down the room and kind of like socially isolated himself from everyone. But he made like electronic music and stuff, and was quite a clever guy. It seems. But I think that club was what suited me the most, and I joined another club called Andy's Man Club, which it's all right, but it's somewhere to go to. But I feel like it's you can only get so much out of it. But that's like any club or any sort of place I've been doing. Where I think Andy's Man Club's designed for blokey blokes, like your rugby lads, your football lads, which nothing wrong with, and was alright with some of them, but I feel like with some of them, I just didn't quite click with them, I didn't quite fit in. But there was some that I was alright with who were probably a bit more, I don't know, open minded about things other than like following rugby and shit. Like a few people that I can have a conversation with about films, and there's one guy who's into his music and dresses like he's one of the fifth Beatles. And I talk a little bit about music and my electronic music and like Warp Records, which is like an IDM record label or like one of those record labels where it's a bit alternative. But ultimately, like I can only get so far with that where I only go because it's probably one of my only forms of socialising and interacting with people these days. But I've kind of given it a bit of a pause because I don't know. I feel like I can only get so much out of it, and I don't know. I think it's one of them where when it comes to like mental health based clubs, they're not really for me because they're not like it's all like doom and gloom, and it's for people who are quite vulnerable. So it's sort of like somewhere where it keeps you depressed, where it keeps you in that box where you're not progressing. Whereas with the electronic music thing, that's just networking, and you feel like you maybe progressing more. And that's the same with the volunteering because that's kind of like networking in a way and something to put on your CV and stuff. And yeah, I also joined another one that was a couple of years ago. I don't think I would have done it, but I felt like in more recent years I've been a bit more open minded to do it, which was attending a neurodivergent sort of group. So it's for people who have got autism and stuff. And I've not really been to a lot of them because mainly it's like a meet-up where it's Sunday. uh, The meet on a Sunday at 12 o'clock, but my sleeping pattern's fucking shit. And sometimes I just can't be asked getting up for it because I have to probably get up at 11 and get a train, especially like winter. I'm fucking knackered at that time. I think there was a time where I was alright getting up at like 10 o'clock and stuff, but these days I don't because I'm like up most of the night and stuff. I just can't function in the mornings, like I feel physically sick in the mornings. I just can't cope with it. And I went to another thing where we went to some Batman exhibition in Manchester where they had all the movie props, which was cool because I'm quite a big Batman fan, so you had like a lot of like stuff like the Christian Bale batsuit there on display. Some of the older ones like Val Kilmer's batsuit, George Clooney's, Michael Keaton's, Heath Ledger's Joker suit. I think Colin Farrell's Penguin suit was there. And like everything to do with Batman, like the Robert Pattinson stuff was there as well. So that was cool to go to. And I think I'd be quite open to going to like other clubs to do with that, but probably I'd rather go to some of that's to do with like Aspergers more than like autism, I think, because I might fit into that a little bit more. Because autism's a wide spectrum where someone could be severely autistic and not very engaging, and but Asperger's, even though I'm not saying everyone with Asperger's is the same, it's probably like more on my level, I'd say. Even though from personal experiences I always get on with people with Asperger's. I think I can. Like I watch a lot of YouTubers who have got Asperger's that's come across as pretty likeable people. But yeah. Don't know what I'm getting out of this video, but yeah, it's just about trying to like improve my social life. But also, I think the whole point that I've come for this video, like, feels like when you're socially isolated, like there's three things that you can do, like, and that's either join a club, volunteer, or get a job, or find some sort of hobby. But sometimes me doing that, I can only get so far where it turns out in like disappointment where people are not really out to make friends, or I don't sustain friendships, or I don't click with them because really you always see them at that place, and outside of that you just they go their own ways and live their own lives. So it's like it's quite hard to like meet people, and especially like women, because you get a few women attending the electronic thing and they've kind of put that to a pause, but really they probably just turn up 1 week and you'll never see them again. So it's quite hard to find friends and try and get women there. But and usually women, they're not really interested, they don't really do, I don't think they seem to do stuff like that. Like it's usually women that are probably a bit more open-minded about things, a bit different, a bit like me, who's probably a bit more open-minded about stuff, rather than just being a sheep, being a normie. Because I feel like I seem to get on with people more who are just wired differently, and don't even have to be autistic, we just see things in a different way, or they probably are autistic but not been diagnosed with it. They're just wired differently. Like, I've had a few like sort of online friendships, I guess, where I kind of get on with some smaller YouTubers, which are usually the ones that are probably like wired differently, like they probably see things in a different way, and they're a character, like they've got some sort of character about them. They're quite open to do things where normies just keeps themselves the more closed off. Normie boring bastards, you know. Like I seem to get on with them more. But yeah, I think that's the whole point of this video. I can only get so far with this sort of stuff, but yeah. Does anyone else relate to this? Does anyone else feel the same way as I do about this sort of stuff? Let me know in the comments. Catch you in another video. Goodbye.